Stop the Wall, una de esas canciones que tiene muchísima historia. Y si te preguntas qué historia hay detrás de esta canción, pues no te preocupes, que en un ratito vamos a dar respuesta a esas preguntas. Permitidme, en primer lugar, hacer uso de mi Spanglish, que se está haciendo muy habitual en las últimas semanas. Hoy no puede estar con nosotros nuestra compañera Sonsoles, que tanto la echamos de menos en estas lides, pero espero estar a la altura de sus traducciones. Dejadme presentar en primer lugar a nuestro gran gurú de la música, Ricardo Oliveira, que estará acompañándome en esta charla tan interesante que tenemos por delante. Ricardo, una semana más, bienvenido a tu casa musical, bienvenido a la zona eléctrica.
Manuel, José Luis, asumiendo sus últimos hábitos en ese retiro espiritual. Andrea, en busca de esas miguitas de pan que ha ido dejando para volver a casa. Amigo invitado, querida legión de oyentes, dicen que la vida pone a cada uno en su sitio, a lo que he de añadir, y que la providencia le da la hora para esa cita. Por mucho que algunos caminos me tienten con horizontes sin penas ni temores, estoy en el lugar donde siempre encuentro respuestas que condicionan mi vida en los próximos 7 días. Y así, en esta nueva edición, alcanzamos a partir de ahora uno de esos momentos que el futuro se encargará, llegado el momento, de susurrarme. Tú estabas ahí y formaste parte del pasado, presente y futuro del rock como un grano de arena en un inmenso desierto. Siempre recordaré este instante justo antes de que se abra el telón y se enciendan los micrófonos, cuando miro por algún resquicio de las cortinas y veo que estás ahí, pendiente de que comience el show. Me siento como el ayudante del doctor Manuel Frankenstein, que está a punto de empezar a coser diferentes canciones y de bajar el interruptor, que una vez más dará vida al rock and roll en la zona eléctrica.
In this special Rock Friday, we want to say hello to the artists behind this and another greatest songs. In this afternoon, we want to greet to our new friend, and we want to say hello and welcome to his new musical house here in Spain. Ryan WEBB, welcome to La Zona Eléctrica.
Well, thanks a lot, man. I can't thank you enough. So before I crack on, can I say thank you so much for having me on the show. You know, you guys are absolutely awesome. And thank you for all your support. The web team really appreciates it.
Wow, Ryan empieza fuerte. Pues nada, encantados y agradecidos de poder estar en esta ocasión contigo. It's so nice for us to be with you tonight, and I think that is not so easy for someone like us to begin a talk with an artist like you. I think that the most usual in these situations is start from the beginning. Para nosotros es complicado el establecer una charla con un artista como él en una situación como estas, y yo creo que lo más habitual en estas ocasiones es empezar por el principio. Ryan, tell us, what's your first musical sign? What's your first musical remember that you have in your brain right now?
Well, right now, when I started, man. So going back, I would say started very early. I would say when I was probably like 8 or 10, music was always in the family, right? And yeah.
Ryan nos comenta, yo le hacía la pregunta, bueno, pues ¿cuál era su primer recuerdo musical que tenía en este momento? Y él nos está comentando que él empezó a tocar muy jovencito, cuando tenía 8 o 10 años. Empezaba en su familia con la música. Please continue, Ryan.
Yeah, so dad was a violinist. He plays the guitar. So practically anything got there strings on, he plays it. Mom is always buying, vinyl. So she was very old school that way, vinyl, and that's how I got to listen to, Eric Clapton and all those kind of bands starting up.
Wow. Nos comenta que su padre era violinista, entonces, y él empezó a tocar la guitarra, con lo cual las cuerdas siempre han estado relacionadas con su música. Y los vinilos, que también rondaban por su casa, con vinilos de artistas como por ejemplo Eric Clapton, que menudo ejemplo para un chico tan joven, ¿no? Para un niño de 8 o 10 años, el ya empezar a escuchar artistas como Eric Clapton. Ricardo, yo no quiero que pierdas la oportunidad ni el hilo de empezar tu charla con Ryan.
Antes de nada, dar las buenas noches a Ryan y decir que es un placer conversar con uno, creo, de los grandes nombres que ha de destapar el futuro.
Ricardo says that is so nice to have you here tonight, and begin this chat with you with a man that that will be a name that will begin to write the future. Wow.
Awesome, you guys. You guys are too cool.
Yo creo que no hace falta traducir esta parte, Ricardo.
No. Ryan, es un honor hablar contigo. Para aquellos que a partir de esta charla quieran descubrir tu música, es necesario viajar hasta el 2015, a aquel sencillo Journey, en el que en el 18 formaba parte de tu presentación en un formato IP homónimo, o tus trabajos son independientes y no te importa que empiecen a descubrirte por este último disco.
Wow, this is one of the secrets in La Zona Eléctrica. Our questions are not so easy. Ricardo says, for those who from this day want to discover your music, is it necessary to travel until 2015 to that single journey that in 2018 was part of your presentation with an homonymous EP? Or your works are independent and you don't care if they start to discover you from your last job?
Well, I would say, man, I started writing at a very late age, I would say. So 2015, as you can say, it's a very late time to start from, before that was just covers and stuff. So it's just kind of discovering my sound, I would say 2015. And then you got the Stop the World album in 2018. And going past it, you can see the music was changing, was getting slightly heavier. And I think if anyone wants to discover WEBB now, it's the Disenchanted EP. And that is our sound. That's never going to change. It's going to be heavier.
Ryan nos comenta que él empezó a escribir como tal muy tarde y hay bastante diferencia entre su primer EP de 2015 a Stop the Wall, a este último Disenchanted que ha lanzado hace escasos meses. Entonces, pues hay mucha diferencia en cuanto a la música. Entonces, cualquier persona que pueda llegar a descubrir al artista desde atrás hacia adelante puede encontrar una línea sonora que daría un poco igual el escuchar desde atrás adelante que delante hacia atrás. Hay mucha diferencia entre sus primeras composiciones a estas últimas y no estaría del todo seguro en si recomendar la escucha en cualquiera de los dos sentidos. Wow, Ricardo has a very and this is only the first one que le decía Ricardo, que esta es solo esta
Sí,
es solo
sí, la
la primera.
primera.
Don't have so deep questions as Ricardo because Ricardo has discovered you to us here in the team, and for us was your musical was like an eye opening. Le digo a Ryan que Ricardo es el culpable de que esté hoy aquí, que es el que ha descubierto a Webb, a todo el equipo de la zona eléctrica, y para nosotros el sonido de Webb fue como abrir los ojos, ¿no? Como un gran descubrimiento. Ryan, you as an artist, as musician, as a producer, tell me something. Yeah, if you remember 20, 30, or I think even 40 years ago, the way you were listening the music is so different than the way we hear the music right now. Before the music was I think was made to be listened in speakers, and now we hear the music in small earphones. When you create music, you create music thinking about how the people is listening in, if is listening in earphones or in speakers. Le pregunto a Ryan si, echando la vista atrás, 20, 30 o incluso 40 años atrás, la música se hacía para sonar en altavoces, y hoy en día consumimos la música en auriculares muy pequeños. Yo le pregunto si él crea la música pensando en cómo va a ser escuchada, si crea la música pensando en ser escuchada en auriculares pequeños o en grandes altavoces. When you want.
So the whole web project, starting from, I would say, from Stop the World. So putting that aside, that is my first album that I ever mixed, right? And that was the first album that I produced, all of it, with, of course, the lyricist has been my wife. She's still the lyricist, one and only. I had a couple of drummers change every now and then. So when I mix, I'm always conscious about, always know the environment, because I always had this kind of setup, and I love mixing. So that is like one of my biggest passion. So once I'm happy with how it sounds on the Genelecs or the NS10s, sometimes I take them out, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I put the NS10s away somewhere. I've got these little small radio speakers. I've got my 2 iPads, so different generation. And once it sounds okay on that, maybe I'll try the headphones. Other than that, I think the mastering guy sorts out all the problems, man.
Wow, nos comentaba que, bueno, que por un lado que la mayor parte de las letras las hace su mujer, Sonia, desde aquí le mandamos un saludo, y que cuando está haciendo las mezclas y la producción del audio, tiene varios altavoces, aparte del equipo que tiene justo detrás. Él escucha sus mezclas con con altavoces muy pequeñitos y también con auriculares. Y es en el momento en el que encuentra el mix perfecto entre unos altavoces y otros cuando dice que ahí está el sonido. Thank you for your answer. Ricardo.
Bueno, voy a decir que tengo aquí mis Magnat y también los cascos y da igual cómo los escuches, suenan de maravilla.
Ricardo says that he has there a very good magnet speakers and the earphones, and he says that no matter if you listen your music in speakers or in earphones, it sounds greater in any way. I must say that my preference are the speakers. I like it when the music moves liters of air and impacts you in your chest. You know.
Mi pregunta, my question,
Ricardo's question.
my question. Ryan, tus dos primeros trabajos podrían entrar en un sonido, como decías antes, más cercano al pop rock, aunque yo creo que ya tenías marcado el estigma del metal y el hard rock. ¿Podríamos decir que tu juventud musical te ha hecho más duro y que hay algún momento clave en estos últimos años en el que te planteaste cuál sería tu sonido? ¿O todo deriva en una evolución natural?
Well, Ryan, I hope you were sit. This is the Ricardo's questions. Your first two works could enter a sound closer to pop rock, although you already had the stigma of metal and hard rock. We could say that your musical youth has made you harder. There's a point moment in the recent years in which you have considered that would your sound be as is right now, or does it all derive of a natural evolution?
Yeah. So, well, first of all, man, can I say thank you for the compliments, for telling me that it sounds cool on the speakers and the headphones, and that's all a big thanks to my awesome mastering engineer, Pete Mayer. That is a big shout out for him. So, going back, in the early days, moving on from 8 years old to 12 and 15.
Mm-hmm.
I got totally interested as I started off being a musician. I started off as a singer, and at a very, I'd say about 16, probably 16, I got really driven into guitars, and I was trying to figure out what's the whole, thing behind it. So it was kind of playing in my back of my mind. I think when I was 18, I came across this Yngwie Malmsteen cassette tape, one of those things. And once I put that on, that was it. Everything, my whole life changed. And I can give you a break, then I'll continue on.
Wow, intenso, porque nos comentaba que desde que tenía 8 o 10 años que empezó a tocar la guitarra hasta que ya en esa edad rebelde, cuando era un quinceañero, su percepción de la música ya había variado. Tiene marcado un momento en el que consiguió una cinta de Yngwie Malmsteen y que eso le hizo marcar mucho sus derroteros musicales. Por eso, a la pregunta que hacía Ricardo, incluso a mí me costaría trabajo dar una respuesta. Dice que sí, que sus primeros años, su juventud le ha marcado mucho en su sonido, en su imprenta musical a los trabajos que ahora podemos escuchar.
Voy a aprovechar, Manuel, para hacerle otra pregunta en relación a lo que ha contestado.
Ricardo is doing another question that is
This
related
goes
with
on,
the
man.
same.
This goes on. So during that period, like 15 to 18 years, I was still, you know, listening to Iron Maiden, AC/DC. Those are the vinyls that I always had, and I always wait to come back from school or whatever and start playing around with it. So the heavy side of the music that you hear now has always been with me. I just never let it out, you know, as a whole. So there was influence there. It's like you're trying to write something and you're trying to find your sound. Along the way came different producers, and we just didn't like how the songs were turning out. And eventually I started doing all the production and mixing myself. And that's when Stop the World happened. And you can hear Immortal. It's a little bit heavy at the end. It starts off with Insomnia, which is mostly like a classic rock thing. But there's a lot of drop D metal influence there, riffs, I would say. And, you know, it was, and Don't happened. And that was it. Once we released Don't, for me, I always like heavy music. It was one of my things that I always listen to. I find it challenging, something more interesting to perform live. You got a lot of stuff to do and sing at the same time.
Wow, let me a moment, please. Estaba comentando que en relación a la pregunta que estaba haciendo Ricardo, que la influencia más heavy que él ha cosechado desde su juventud siempre ha estado ahí y siempre ha tenido una firma, un sello en discos como Stop the Wall o en canciones como Don't, que la podemos encontrar en su último trabajo. Y tanto como artista, como músico, como productor, esa chispa, esa impronta más heavy siempre estará presente y siempre la tiene presente en su música. Ricardo.
A relación de lo que decía Ryan, ¿en tu caso son necesarias las etiquetas o solo sirven para que gente como nosotros pueda calificar tu sonido personal de alguna manera para entenderlo mejor?
Wow, this is an easier question, I think. In your case, are tags necessary or are just for people like us to qualify your sound in some way to better understand it? Tags yes or tags not?
I don't understand the question, man. What did you say? Tags.
Tags.
Love it.
Labels.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, always are rock, hard rock, heavy metal, hard.
All right, the genres. All right, cool, man. Well, I don't think it's specific. I think over the years, there are so many different genres and subgenres have come along. So I think it's I don't know how it all started, where did it all begin? And here we are. And when you go this is the interesting thing. You go to release an EP or an album, and you got all these genres you have to categorize on. Which one do you choose?
I'm so agree with you because here in La Zona Eléctrica we always say that it's always rock and with songs and dollars. We always say that the tags, the labels, the genres are for the wines bottles.
Yeah, it's good for tagging. So I would say WEBB is just hard rock metal, man. It gets heavier every year.
Ryan está de acuerdo con lo que decimos nosotros aquí muchas veces, que a él le costaría poner una etiqueta porque le cuesta mucho identificar cuándo empieza un sonido, cuándo empieza otro y, y entonces pienso lo mismo que nosotros, ¿no? Que en el fondo todo es rock y luego pues eso, hay mucha gente más especializada que le puedo poner géneros y subgéneros. En el fondo yo le decía que, parafraseando a nuestro gran amigo y compañero José Luis Ruiz, al final las etiquetas sirven para las botellas de vino o para las botellas de cerveza en cualquier caso. Hay algo que yo quería preguntar. As you said before, you don't sing all the lyrics of your music, but what factor must have a lyric to capture your attention?
Anything that's dark.
Oh.
I love darkness. Anything that's weird, because you can take the word disenchanted for the EP. It's just cool. It's like mysterious, not an unusual word. Things that make sense in a dark way. That's just cool. I had to tell Sonia, think of yourself, put yourself in a dark cave and write some lyrics.
Let me translate. Yo le pregunto acerca de las letras, porque él no firma todas las letras de su música. Es su mujer Sonia quien hace las letras. Y yo le preguntaba, ¿qué debe tener una letra de una canción para que capte su atención? Y él dice que tiene que tener algo oscuro. Todas las letras que lleven algo oscuro captan su atención. Cualquier cosa que la puedas englobar dentro de un ámbito oscuro llamará su atención, como muchas de las canciones que te puedes encontrar en Disenchanted. Y, y cualquier temática, cualquier cosa que puedas poner dentro de una cueva oscura, sin duda va a llamar su atención. Wow, what a dark answer for us. It was so interesting. Ricardo.
Bueno, al final, Ryan, las votaciones, que a veces son injustas, te negaron la posibilidad de estar presente en el prestigioso Stone Jazz Festival y optar a abrir ese Monster Rock Show que se celebra en el Reino Unido en el verano, el 27 de agosto de este año. ¿Crees que Disenchanted merecía el haber estado ahí?
Wow. In the end, the votes, sometimes unfair, have denied to you the possibility of being present at the Stone Dead Festival and opting to open the Monster Rock show that takes place in UK next summer. Do you think that Disenchanted deserve to have been there?
Well, I'll play anywhere, man. If they can handle the levels, I'll play absolutely anywhere. If there's a good crowd, a good venue, good sound, Webb will be there. We are heavy.
Wow, that.
So it's not a big deal, man. You know, all these things with Stone Dead Festival, there's a lot of festivals are trying to give opportunities to bands one way or the other, whether through voting or whatever. I have no idea what happened behind the scenes, but it is what it is. You know, somebody's got to win, somebody's got to lose.
Wow, I think that's the attitude, and most of the young bands should learn that
Yeah.
that lesson you are talking to us. Nos comenta que claro, que al final él va a tocar y va a llevar su música a cualquier lado, a una gran avenida, a una calle, a un gran recinto. Él está aquí para tocar, y en esta ocasión, como muchas ocasiones en la vida, hay veces en las que se gana y hay veces en las que se pierde, pero siempre tienes que sacar una lección y tener, que por eso lo comentaba, tener esa actitud positiva, de la cual muchas bandas jóvenes deberían aprender, deberían salir con esa mentalidad. No siempre va a salir todo como uno quisiera, aunque evidentemente yo entiendo, aunque no lo ha dicho, pero entiendo que sí, que le gustaría haber estado ahí, por eso ha optado, pero queda igual, que lo que quiere es tocar y que su música llegue a muchas bandas. Ricardo, tenemos tiempo para una pregunta pequeñita. We have time for a short question, because I'm looking to the clock, and Ricardo is talking.
Sí, te han llegado a comparar con Matt Bellamy de los Muse, y si esto no fuera ya mucho, con Jeff Buckley. Me gustaría saber qué se siente cuando hacen referencia a estos grandes de la música junto a tu nombre.
Wow, this is
That's a difficult one, man. I can tell.
Yes, because you've been compared to Matt Bellamy from Muse, and if that wasn't too much, even with you've been compared to Jeff Buckley. I like to know, Ricardo, to know that what do you feel when the people refer to these great names in the music, refers these names next to your name?
I feel great, man. What can I say? You know, anyone actually paying attention and listening to any artist singing, you know, and actually for them to realize it's just taking him there to like, oh, this is Matt Bellamy that I can hear. Oh, that's Jeff Buckley, which is, I think is cool, but, you know, no intentions there. But I think they're in certain, it just comes out probably, you know, as a listener, they probably get that vibe when we are live. But I've been compared to a lot of other singers, man. I can't begin to start a list here.
Claro, evidentemente, pues como cualquier otro, ¿no? Es decir, que te comparen con nombres como Matt Bellamy o Jeff Buckley o
Jeff Buckley.
Jeff Buckley, sorry, I have I lost my mind. Es algo que claro, no es algo que alguien busque, pero que evidentemente pues a todos y a él mismo pues nos gustaría el que alguien llegase a comparar el nombre de Ryan WEBB con Matt Bellamy o Jeff Buckley. Ryan, if you don't mind, we are right now. The computer is playing Concrete Beds. I have a question about this song, but if you don't mind, let us listen to this song, and in 2 minutes we will be talking alive again here in la zona eléctrica. Le digo a Ryan que ahora mismo el PC está poniendo Concrete Beds, que tengo una pregunta que hacer sobre esta canción, así que si a él no le importa y a vosotros, queridos oyentes, tampoco, vamos a escuchar un poco de la música de WEBB y enseguida continuamos en directo aquí en la zona eléctrica charlando con Ryan WEBB. Estamos en directo en la zona eléctrica en este Rock Friday tan especial. Estamos charlando, estamos conectados directamente con Reino Unido. Estamos charlando con Ryan WEBB, el artista, el culpable de que podamos escuchar canciones como este Concrete Beds. Si me permitís, voy a mandar un rápido y fugaz saludo a Sonia Webb, a Kid Dog, Tipan, Marcia López, Virginia, Chris Stones, Carlos Pip y Benny, que están por aquí viéndonos en directo a través de Facebook, mientras Facebook nos lo permita, y si no, también estamos en Twitch, que es nuestro canal backup de streaming. Well, Ryan, I was greeting all the people that is watching us on Facebook. This make me to be more nervous.
Thank you guys for sticking around and still stick around. Don't go anywhere.
Yeah. Haced caso a lo que os dice Ryan, que gracias y que no os vayáis a ningún lado. Es complicada la pregunta que voy a hacer respecto a esta canción y espero que pueda transmitir las palabras como las he pensado. I think that Concrete Beds is a very great song for many reasons. As I said before, here in Spain, we don't use the English language as usual as we want, and the first listening for me from this song was an only a musical listening. Then I read the lyrics and I translate it. And I get the message that is in this song, and it's a so real and so cruel message. It's an awesome song. I've been listening this song on repeat on the Spotify player this week. I don't know, 100 times. And the question I have about this song, I don't know if make this question to you or to Sonia, but Concrete Beds is an hymn to hypocrisy or to vanity?
You know what? Shall I give her a call and see what she says? Let me just call her. Since she's the lyricist, right? I'll put her on speaker.
Oh. Va a llamar a Sonia y se lo va a preguntar aquí en directo. Y va a poner el altavoz.
Fantastic.
I'm not answering any questions.
You're not answering any questions. How rude, man.
Dice que no va a contestar ninguna canción.
I didn't quite hear the question.
Can you repeat the question, man, if it's possible?
Concrete Beds is a song dedicated to vanity or to hypocrisy?
Dedicated to vanity or to hypocrisy? Oh, why did I get the most difficult question?
She said it's a difficult question.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know whether it's for indirectly. It was just to raise awareness, just to let people know that there are many people out there suffering.
Yeah. So there you go. I got some kind of a clue, which I thought, what she would say. So she's saying this basically was written to raise awareness for homelessness and, and showing how grateful we should be for what we have. So we used to travel around around the UK, London, Birmingham, Manchester, and we always see homeless people just lying on the streets. And it's just, I think, one of those things inspired, but we wanted to actually make the video about actually going to these real homeless people and offering some help and asking permission if we can film them. And the pandemic happened and we couldn't do anything. So everything in the video, what you see in the video is basically what the song is all about. I think it kind of translates those images, those little stock footage that you see. It actually tells the story.
Wow. Let me translate. Es una canción, Concrete Beds, camas de cemento. Es una canción que habla de los homeless, de las personas sin hogar que cerca de Londres, en Manchester, en Birmingham, te puedes encontrar allá por donde vayas. Y que eso, pues que se pueblan las aceras de camas y es una realidad que está a la vista de todo el mundo, y yo creo que todos tenemos el mismo pensamiento. Está a la vista de todo el mundo y muchas veces es algo que no quieres ver, pero que es algo real y que está ahí. Ellos han hecho un vídeo de esta canción que trata de mostrar un poco esa realidad. Y Sonia nos hacía nos respondía a través de la llamada de Ryan, así que gracias, Sonia, por responder en este aprieto. Y ahí estaba la respuesta, Ricardo y queridos oyentes, a una pregunta tan complicada como esta canción. Como una canción tan buena que sin entenderla a la primera escucha dices, es todo un temazo, porque tiene un ritmo, tiene una melodía que, aunque no sepas inglés, que la puedes cantar, y después te pones a ver, a indagar qué es lo que hay detrás de esa letra, y son historias tan reales como esta. Sonia, thank you so much for
Can I add something there, man? So this must be a bit weird for you guys. You're asking a singer what the song is about, and I'm calling my lyricist. What is the song about?
que en el fondo él lo dice, que muchas veces le ocurre esto, que cuando no sabe de qué va una canción, lo tiene fácil, porque lo tiene muy sencillo hablar con su letrista. Ricardo, permíteme mandar un grandísimo saludo a José Escribano, que nos está viendo por ahí, también a Maribel, Miguel, que nos están viendo a través de nuestro canal de Facebook. Gracias por estar ahí. Ahora sí que ya te dejo.
Concrete Beds, fantastic song, Ryan. Ahora que ya ha agotado el comodín de la llamada telefónica, solo le queda el 50% y el del público.
I don't know if in UK there was a TV show called, ¿cómo se llamaba el programa,
¿Quieres
Ricardo?
ser millonario? Do you want a millionaire?
Do you... It was a TV show where de concursante, no sé cómo se dice, where one person have to answer 50 questions, and
Yeah.
he had only three, ¿cómo se dice? Comodines. Bueno,
Options.
Please, forget this. I will translate it, and Ricardo is making the question right now. Ricardo, por favor,
Okay.
la pregunta.
Bueno, ya que hablábamos de Sonia, en ese tiempo hemos conocido a un encanto de mujer, tu esposa Sonia. ¿Qué culpa ha tenido en toda tu historia? No en la música, sino en tu historia. ¿Es un músico tiene que tener una gran mujer tras de sí?
Wow. And the next song, the next song, excuse me, the next question is right about Sonia. In this time, we have met a charming woman, your wife. And what fault has she had in this whole story about you?
Well, I think she found me. We found each other, right? So going back, this goes way back, man. I'm sure I'm going to get the years wrong. And when I finish this interview, she's just going to, you know what, she's going to say, you got that wrong, man. And I'm going to get a handful for that. So we met in, I used to perform, say, 6 nights a week of like 4 to 5 hours of just doing covers. Rock, pop, you name it, anything, for say 6.5 years in this Middle East country called Oman, Muscat. I'm not sure if you're aware of that, somewhere near Dubai. That's as good you can get there. I think it's in 2000 and maybe 6. I'm sure I'm getting this wrong. 2006, I think she came to the restaurant and apparently she saw me. She obviously ignored me, didn't say hi. She kept coming back. And I think her son, not I think, as she said, her son introduced us. He wasn't like a tiny little thing, 7 years old, 6 years old, annoying little thing, you know. So, and that was the introduction. Now I can pause.
Hold on a second, because it's a very interesting and long story. Decía Ryan que ella le encontró a él, que muchos pensarían y dirían que se había encontrado a la persona equivocada. Please remember, the city was near Moscow?
No, it's Muscat. So Oman,
Muscat.
if you think Dubai is like an hour and a half-ish away from Oman, somewhere in the Middle East. You'll figure that out.
Pues fíjate, estaba yo confundido. Había pensado Moscú, pero no, era Muscat, que es una ciudad en la zona de Dubái, y que él estaba trabajando en un restaurante, y ahí fue cuando entró ella. Can you repeat me from the restaurant on, please?
So the restaurant happened, I'm performing there. So Sonia pops in because she used to work for the British Council. And so it is pretty close to the restaurant. I used to work in a Mexican restaurant, playing 6 nights a week, 4.5 hours every night, playing all rock, metal, pop, dance, whatever. And her son introduced us, who was 7 years old or 6.
Que él trabajaba en un restaurante mexicano, tocando 6 noches a la semana. You've been working in a Mexican restaurant and you don't speak any Spanish? Really?
Not at all, man. I love the food. Don't get me wrong. Mexican food, I used to eat every day, sometimes twice a day.
Es que le estaba diciendo, porque, a ver, en la previa, Ryan nos decía, es que no hablo ni papa de español. Entonces, claro, yo le pregunto, a ver, has estado trabajando 6 noches a la semana durante no sé cuánto tiempo en un restaurante mexicano y no hablas nada de español, pero le encanta la comida española. Entonces, ahí fue cuando su hijo de unos 7 años les presentó, y hasta ahora. Please continue with the...
So
with story, please.
So here's the funny part, man. She just came to my studio door and put a note saying we met in 2005. I told you I get it wrong. So it's not 2006, it's actually 2005.
Que había dicho que era... que había dicho que había sido en 2005, pero no, que le han puesto un cartel con una nota que había sido en 2006 y a partir de ahí esta historia. Wow, what a story. Is any song of your music related with this story? Whoa, what
well, I would say definitely yes. So the whole fast forwarding it all, you know, we got married in Oman at the British Embassy, moved around to Kathmandu, and then ended up in the UK. Now I'm just a British citizen, and we have been in the UK for a long time now, and this is where I love it. I just love the UK, and we are planning just to be here now. And during all that process, I think 2015, I was still, when we got here, I was still doing covers for say 2011 to 2015. And that's when she convinced me. So the whole thing behind me and Webb is all Sonia. Wow. She is the drive, right? She is the whole brain behind everything. There's no Webb without Sonia. That's the whole thing there.
La última frase, si me permitís, voy a empezar por la última frase, que todo en Webb está relacionado con Sonia, todo Webb es Sonia, porque él tocaba covers, es decir, ellos se casaron en la embajada británica, no es exactamente la embajada, pero que no me sale ahora la traducción, el British Council, y luego fue cuando se fueron a vivir al Reino Unido. Ama el Reino Unido y fue precisamente Sonia quien más le empujó a crear su propia música. Por eso yo le preguntaba si hay alguna canción dentro de su historia musical que esté relacionada con esta historia, porque menuda historia para cantarla. Y dice que todo Webb, todo el proyecto musical de Webb gira en torno a ella. Ryan, what a beautiful words for her, and a big hug from us to Sonia. Ricardo.
Ryan, I say that you will be millionaire. You don't have the option of call telephone. Supongo que se entendería. Pero mi pregunta va por otro lado. Y en esta ocasión vamos a volver a ese Disenchanted. ¿Crees que ha girado todo lo que tenía que girar este álbum o aún puede acompañarte algún tiempo más?
Wow, changing the rhythm of the chat. Do you think, Ryan? Ricardo is asking. Do you think, Ryan, that this album, I don't know if you call album or EP, Disenchanted, has turned everything that the record have to turn, or do you think that this record can still accompany you for longer?
Oh, well, the music never stops, man. It never stops. Or the whole plan about Disenchanted, first of all, it's an EP, right? The whole idea with Disenchanted was to find that sound which as we were writing, I started getting to a happy place. So as a musician from all these years, it took me this long to find my sound. And starting late, as I mentioned, 2015, and took that long. But in the middle of all that, I loved mixing, so I wanted to do everything myself. So it just keeps me happy. And the sound definitely, I would say, as your all this experience, if the more you perform live, bigger stages and festivals, I think you get inspired even more. You want to do bigger things. The sound's got to be bigger. You go into bigger studios next time. Well, the cool thing about this year is we had an awesome drummer that wanted to come on board as a permanent member for WEBB. So Nigel Powell, man, if you're listening, thank you so much. He's an awesome guy.
Voy a empezar por el principio, por el final, igual que antes. Lo que estaba buscando para este año, para terminar de darle forma al sonido de WEBB, es un batería impresionante, y desde aquí le manda un gran saludo. I am a drummer too, but I am not as professional as him.
You're just kidding, man.
Yeah, I can't turn the camera, but my drums are here, and the cymbals. And respecto a la pregunta que hacía Ricardo, la música nunca va a parar. Y yo le preguntaba si este Disenchanted es un álbum o es un EP. Él lo califica como EP, y es otra de las piezas más necesarias para seguir dando forma a su sonido, a ese sonido que empezó a tomar forma desde el año 2015, y que ahora con este trabajo lo que buscaba para terminar de darle forma es la figura de un batería permanente en la formación, y ahora ya parece que lo han encontrado. Ryan, tell me something in this time that nobody's watching us and listening to us. Do you think that you are a guitarist that sings, or a singer that plays the guitar?
I'm a guitarist that sings. Or else it'll be just an instrumental and nobody will turn up for the gig. I'm a guitarist first, man. Singing is when someone tells me to stop singing, they say I sound shit, I will stop.
Le hacía la pregunta, ¿eres un guitarrista que toca eres un guitarrista que canta, o un cantante que toca la guitarra? Él es un guitarrista que canta, pero que en el momento en que... Vamos, él sin guitarra no podría hacer una actuación, pero que no le importaría dejarlo en el momento que encontrase a alguien que pudiese suplir esa parte. Please continue, Ryan.
So continuing on, I think you got into the thing about asking the question about the sound, and we went into, so what's coming up next, since I've got this cool drummer. The next thing that's going to be coming out from the WEBB world is going to be a few singles, and it's all going to be slightly more heavier. Wow. But it's always going to be clean. You can hear everything, crystal clear, but it's going to be a little bit more heavier and more aggressive. And that will never change.
Well, una última parte que quería comentar respecto a la pregunta anterior es, excuse me, que la idea de buscar a un batería ya permanente en la formación es el hacer su sonido mucho más heavy, mucho más potente y más pesado. Al respecto de esto, a mí se me está ocurriendo la siguiente pregunta, que a ver cómo la formulo. ¿Crees que el hacer ese sonido más heavy, más profundo, más pesado, te va a acercar a un público más reducido? Do you think, Ryan, I'm thinking right now about your answer. Making your sound heavier than the song we can listen in your music. It could close to you to a public target smaller. Or do you think that there's no matter about it? Do you have some public target in your mind in your horizon, or you don't mind about it?
To be honest, man, it's just one of those things. Targeting an audience is
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a thing of the past in a way, I would say. But it works for certain genres, for certain bands. But if you go to, say, a rock concert, you find different generations.
Yeah.
Say from 20s up to 70s, they will all be there. You go to a Slipknot concert, and you'll see kids from like 10
Yeah.
up to all the way, it's so where you go to a dance concert, an EDM or whatever, you'll see the same genre there, the same generation. So I don't know how I can explain that, but targeting an audience, I think, for an online presence, and if you want to release something that is, starting a campaign, that helps out a lot for a new release, which is cool, I think. So you're not targeting a metal, say, or hard rock album, targeting a pop, or an EDM kind of audience, which will be very weird. So.
Pues menuda respuesta que ha dado, porque claro, yo le hacía la pregunta de si el hacer el sonido más heavy y demás podría acercar el público, ese público objetivo, y básicamente nos comentaba que eso ya es cosa del pasado. Es decir, que tú te puedes ir a un concierto de Slipknot y yo doy fe, y te puedes encontrar desde un chaval muy pequeño hasta una persona de 70 años. El sonido de la música hoy en día no tiene que buscar una audiencia, un público muy concreto. Y yo creo que está en lo cierto. Debe abarcar lo máximo posible, desde desde cualquier edad joven hasta cualquier edad adulta. Por eso que ese tipo de etiquetas pues son algo que ya son cosa del pasado. Wow, what a great answer. Please continue, Ryan.
So while you're thinking about all those things, I think what you miss out is like, you just have to keep making music that you enjoy, and the audience will follow. If they are into that, if you get a big following, a big fan base, then that is a bonus, man. If you get 10 guys liking your stuff, or one, it's something. It's not you just sitting in your room and think, oh, that sounds so cool.
That's right. I hope that more than 10. No,
I hope
a
so, man.
million. I don't know. Dice que claro, que está muy bien que 10 chavales digan en su habitación: jolín, qué bien suena, esto está muy bien. Yo le digo que, hombre, o más que en su habitación, que sean en una actuación. Yo le digo, hombre, que más que 10, pues que sea un millón. Pero a mí me gusta la respuesta que ha dado Ricardo, porque es es más que una respuesta preparada y es otra gran lección que nos está dando. I was talking to Ricardo, Ryan, that I like so much the answer that you have given us, because I think that you are a person, an artist that have so clear ideas, and that's something that in these days, in most of the bands, of the groups that are growing up, they don't have. I mean, many bands are more worried about about a picture, about a video, about something superficial, as social networks. Many bands are more worried about being in a great picture on Instagram than have a good sound on a studio, or have or practice much more his sound, his music. Many bands are worried about something superficial, and not about I think the most important thing in music, that is the feeling that transmit the music to you, a feeling that break borders. It happens to me with songs like Concrete Beds, I talking before, or My Religion. I think it's there are songs that are impactant. They are shocking songs that no matter where no matter the place where being created, that songs are songs that are universal. Please let me translate. Le estaba comentando a Ryan que hoy en día hay muchas bandas jóvenes que están más preocupadas por lo superficial, están más preocupadas por salir bien en una foto de Instagram, que preocuparse de que su sonido sea bueno, o de haber practicado mucho antes de grabar. Y yo creo que el mensaje que nos trasladaba Ryan hace unos momentos es el mensaje, el objetivo que debería tener cualquier banda, el traspasar, y más que lo superficial, el quedarse en el sentimiento que debe transmitir la música, que debe transmitir una canción, como a nosotros nos ha ocurrido con canciones como Concrete Beds o My Religion, que más allá del idioma en el que se hayan escrito, donde se hayan escrito, esas canciones han transmitido, y por eso hoy estamos charlando aquí con Ryan. Ryan, please, I was translating my final phrase about the lesson I'm learning from you is that mi última frase acerca de esta lección que nos está transmitiendo Ryan es que ojalá ese sentimiento se siga plasmando en sus canciones en los próximos álbumes en los que esté trabajando. I wish that these feelings in music, in lyrics, that you show in songs like this, they lay forever in next songs and albums from you. If you don't mind, we have only 5 minutes in this meeting. If you don't mind, we are listening one song right now and connect again because
It's up to you, man.
Ricardo has
Yeah,
two or three questions. I have
it's dangerous, man.
One
Ricardo
only.
is dangerous.
Ricardo.
One on.
You don't know how dangerous is Ricardo. I meet him.
He's like a man sitting in a
I
dark
have
room there, analyzing his questions. You know, kind of what am I gonna
I have
get him?
I have a good question and a review of the AP.
Awesome, man. Thank you,
Well,
guys. This is awesome.
we are listening to My Religion. Come on. Vamos a escuchar My Religion y enseguida volvemos a charlar con Ryan WEBB en directo aquí en la zona eléctrica.
Why people dying for living, just living day to day. For some there is no reason, no reason, no reason, some God in the way. Of bullets and bombs and knives and guns they face every day. Of bullets and bombs and knives and guns they face every day. Let's lead ourselves off insanity, insanity. My religion is humanity, humanity. Let's lead ourselves off insanity, insanity. My religion is humanity, humanity. Who wants to live their life in fear, never growing out? Life is meant for living, and not for so much doubt. Of acid and knives and guns and bombs. Of acid and knives and guns and bombs. They face every day. Let's lead ourselves off insanity, insanity. My religion is humanity, humanity. Let's lead ourselves off insanity, insanity. My religion is humanity, humanity. Let's lead ourselves off insanity, insanity. My religion is humanity, humanity. Let's lead ourselves off insanity, insanity. My religion is humanity, humanity. Let's lead ourselves off insanity, insanity. My religion is humanity, humanity. Let's lead ourselves off insanity, insanity. And not for so much doubt.
Sabéis, hay momentos en los que uno tiene pues muchas expectativas sobre cómo sobre lo que puede salir en una entrevista. Disculpad si no estamos atentos a todos los mensajes en nuestro Facebook Live, pero Ahora os vamos a contestar a todos seguro. Decía que uno no sabe muchas veces cómo va a salir una charla de estas características. Por un lado, por la persona que tienes delante, por el idioma, es decir, por muchos motivos. Y la verdad, Ricardo, es muy gratificante el poder tener la oportunidad de charlar con artistas como Ryan, porque a mí al menos me ocurre lo que a muchos quizás le ocurría pues antes, incluso ahora, es decir, que tú escuchas una canción, no tienes ni idea de lo que está hablando, pero el ritmo, la música te engancha y no sabes por qué. Ryan, I was talking before that I wish to apologize to all the people that is talking on our Facebook chat, but I am a man and I can do two things at the same. Later we are answering to all the message and thank you to all the people that is there. I was talking to Ricardo that I was nervous in the beginning because one person I don't know how can it be a chat like this because as I said before, when you are listening a song and you don't understand what does the artist saying in that song, and later you find the lyrics and you find what he's talking about. You I as a listener, I feel good to to to, to have quería decir que me siento bien al tener la bueno, lo diré, pasado mañana seguro que lo voy a decir, que uno se siente bien al encontrarse como con esa respuesta, ¿no? Al decir, joder, qué buena es esta canción, lo bien que suena, luego te das cuenta de la historia que hay detrás y cuando charlamos con el artista, pues mucho más. I was saying that one feels so good when you listen a song, when you found what the artist wants to say it, or one makes his own sense about a song, not always the meaning of a song that a lyrics or an artist have. The people who listens got the same meaning, and I think that that's something about the magic of music, about the magic of rock, because not all the music can transmit a feeling like rock music does, and I'm so thankful about this to have the opportunity to chat with you, Ryan, and to show us the secrets behind the.
Thanks a lot, man. Thanks for having me.
Ricardo, cuando quieras.
Tradúcele esto primero. Me decía Manuel antes de empezar la entrevista que no lo metiera en ningún aprieto, que ya se mete él solo.
Ricardo was saying that well, I will translate it later because I'm getting into it's an Spanish phrase. I don't know how can say this in English. I'm getting into a garden myself, I alone, and I can't get out this garden. These are my troubles that I start talking and I can't find the right words to say to you. This is what Ricardo was saying, Miss. And now comes the Ricardo's question.
Mi apunte era más pequeño.
Sí, sí, pero es que los míos son los jardines, entonces pues yo entro en el jardín, entro hasta el fondo.
My next question, Ryan. No es ningún secreto que estás preparando un LP nuevo. ¿En qué punto está? ¿Has buscado en el libro de los nombres el que quieres darle para su bautizo?
Well, this is a short question. It's not a secret that...
What's wrong with him, Matt? What's wrong with Ricardo?
Ricardo's imagination has no limits, like the universe. The universe will stop one day, and Ricardo's imagination will be far away. It's not a secret that you are preparing a new long play, and in what point is it? Have you been looking for in the book of names for the one you want to give him for him baptism?
Oh, sorry, but that really threw me off. What was the question again? I heard the word baptism, and I said, what?
Pregúntale si ya tiene nombre, un nombre pensado.
Yeah, Ryan, you are right. This is the Ricardo's garden. Do you have the name for your new long play?
¿En qué punto está?
The album, you mean?
Yeah, the album.
Yes.
I think I can mention it, but I'm not sure that I'll get into trouble. But can I just check with the wife?
Oh, okay. Sonia, get ready.
I'm gonna check with Sonia.
We can send the Zoom link to her.
I can't mention it, man. Unfortunately, I'll get into trouble. I think it's not just Sonia now. We've got this really cool management team,
Okay.
Alpha Band Management. So I have to be very careful. I think I've done a good job so far, but not because I speak out a lot of stuff and they come out by accident.
Ok, que Ricardo, que claro, tantas vueltas habíamos dado con el traductor de Google que la pregunta, yo creo que ni yo mismo la había...
He knew that was a mistake. He knew that was a wrong question.
Yeah, I'm sure that Ricardo is guilty of everything. Que claro, que le habíamos dado tantas vueltas a las preguntas, Ricardo, para preguntarle por el nombre del disco, que ha utilizado otra vez el comodín de la llamada y ha llamado a Sonia para preguntarle sobre el nuevo nombre del disco, que todavía no lo tienen claro y Sonia pues no ha contestado.
Manuel,
so here's the thing: when the new single, the first single that's going to be released this year, you guys will get it first. You guys will get it first. That I confirmed. Yeah, Sonia said, "Yep, you'll get it first."
Will be a honor for us, que dice que el primer single del nuevo álbum vamos a ser nosotros los primeros en escucharlo aquí en la zona eléctrica.
Manuel, ahora te explico por qué le di tanta vuelta. Porque ahora te explico por qué le di tanta vuelta.
Well, Ryan, Ricardo is explaining right now why he get into the trouble in the first question. Ahora,
sabía que si le preguntaba directamente por el nombre, no me lo diría, porque es lógico que no lo diga. Por eso le quería tirar de la lengua a ver si se despistaba y tenía una respuesta pues un poco de esa forma. Pero bueno, nos ha superado dándonos el privilegio de conocer nosotros de primera mano ese sencillo. Por lo tanto, queda disculpado el no tener nombre del disco y la respuesta ha sido mucho mejor de la que esperaba.
In this moment, Ryan, that Ricardo is not listening to us, I get into the fur of our partner Sonsoles. She's not here with us, and I miss her so much in these moments. Ricardo, tell me that he did not want to ask you directly about the name of the album, because he was thinking about you won't answer it, and that's because he has taken a roundabout to get the question. The problem is that I was lost in the middle of the of the words, but
Well, I
anyway,
was saved anyhow.
anyway, thank you for the answer, and thank you for choosing us for release the song. That day we will get here fireworks and a lot of lights for.
Just make sure you like the song first, man. Don't think ahead.
Well, Ricardo, siguiente
Sí,
pregunta.
no, no va a ser la pregunta. Decía que tenía una pregunta, ya la he hecho y ahora lo que va a ser es la review de este disco y más que del disco, de su música.
Pues a mí me gustaría hacer una última pregunta antes de la review. Ricardo has a final word about the album, but I have one question before. I had a question in the beginning about Britpop, but I'm not doing this question right now because in listening to all the music that you have released on Spotify and on YouTube, on all the channels on Bandcamp. I had a question in the last days. You know a British band called Architects that in the last days they released a new version of his last album, live at Abbey Road, with some orchestral arrangements. Have you ever think about introduce orchestral strings or wind instruments in some songs from you? Have you ever think about that?
To be honest, man, I don't think so. I'll tell you why. I like to kind of have a complete picture from somebody listens to your record on a CD or streaming and they come to a live gig. I don't like to use too many complicated backing tracks. I use a backtrack for like a double guitar track, and that's as far as I go. You know, I like to keep it as much as real as possible, if you know what I mean. We play with a click, we play with in-ear monitors. So I'm always kind of a step ahead thinking, how are we going to perform this live? Yeah. So, you know, when I was writing Disenchanted, there were a couple of tracks in there where it's not on there anymore. Well, it's not on there because I tried to perform it while I was singing and playing. And it just got a little bit complicated because I like to do complicated stuff while I riff and sing at the same time. Wow. But sometimes it gets a bit out of hands, and that's kept for another project.
Well, yo le preguntaba, hacía una referencia al nuevo álbum de los Architects que han lanzado una versión en Abbey Road donde han cogido muchas de esas canciones y les han puesto arreglos de cuerdas, de vientos, etcétera. Y escuchando su música, es más, yo tenía una primera pregunta relacionada con el Britpop, pero a lo largo de la charla directamente la he descartado. Y, y preguntándole a Ryan si en algún momento había pensado el introducir este tipo de arreglos en su música, directamente me ha dicho que no. Es decir, podía haber dado otro tipo de respuesta, pero directamente ha dicho que no, porque a él le gusta que todo lo que alguien escucha en su música en Spotify, en cualquier, en un CD, bajo cualquier medio, le gusta llevarlo al directo. Entonces, pues todo ese tipo de arreglos están bien, pero si no los puedes llevar al directo, es como si faltase algo. Entonces, todas las canciones que escuchas en Disenchanted, él las puede tocar en directo. Es más, él antes hacía covers y hacía covers de canciones que podía tocar. No le gusta hacer una cosa en el estudio que luego no la puedas llevar al directo. Thank you for your honest answer, Ryan, in this.
Thanks. All cool, man.
Now we are breathing. It's time for Ricardo, please.
Pues en un principio he de decir que después de conocer a la persona, conocí al músico, o después de conocer a la persona, tengo que decir que yo sí estoy encantado de conocer a Ryan WEBB.
Ricardo said that he is delighted to meet you, to meet the person that is behind the artist. Ricardo.
Pero tengo que ser sincero, Ryan, me gusta serlo. Y tengo que empezar diciendo que no soy tan rockero como debiera serlo.
To be honest, Ricardo wanted to say that he is not as rocket as he should be.
Al menos en el estricto significado de la palabra. Y mis gustos son más afines a aquel primer trabajo de Ryan WEBB.
At least in the strict meaning of the word rocker, Ricardo's taste are more similar to that first work of Ryan WEBB.
Pero cuando escucho Stop the War o este Disenchanted, entro en un conflicto de emociones.
But when he listens to Stop the War of this Disenchanted, he enters into a conflict of emotions.
Puesto que no soy capaz de situar su música en un determinado lugar.
He's not able to place your music in a certain place.
Sí, es cierto que su sonido es más duro, más pesado, pero también creo que ha encontrado un camino propio que es capaz de comunicar con todo tipo de gustos.
He said that it's true that your song is now is harder, is heavier, but also think that he has found an own path that is able to communicate with all kind of tastes.
Siento no ser imparcial. Me gusta todo lo que ha hecho este músico y compositor, que no podría decir nada que no me guste de sus creaciones.
Wow. Ricardo apologized not to be impartial. And he likes everything that Ryan WEBB, as a musician and as composer, has done, and couldn't say anything that doesn't like about your creations.
Y creo que cada trabajo en su historia musical es el fruto de la sinceridad en sus composiciones, de los sentimientos y emociones que en ese momento quiso dar a conocer.
And he thinks that every work on your musical history is fruit of sincerity in all the compositions, of the feelings and the emotions that are all the time you want to make us know.
Y el resultado de todo esto son canciones con las que no solo descubrimos al músico, sino también a la persona.
And finally, all these songs are just like a fruit to discover the person that is behind the music, the musician, please.
Y resumiendo todo esto, creo que Ryan WEBB no debe sentir vértigo cuando su nombre se menciona al lado de otros grandes nombres de la música, porque se lo merece.
Wow, Ricardo, and I must say too, Ricardo think that Ryan WEBB should not feel dizzy when his name is mentioned next to other big names of music, because sure, you deserve it, Ryan.
Thank you so much, you guys. You guys are too kind and too cool. Thank you very much. That was such an in-depth review. That is so cool. You guys made my day.
Ricardo, que gracias por esa review tan profunda, que somos la caña de España, así un poco en nuestro idioma, y que agradece esas palabras. Well, Ryan, I don't have. I'm sorry, I don't have so deep words like Ricardo, but I must be so. I want to say thank you with all the capital words. Thank you to you for that passion that you show on all your music. Thank you to Sonia for that words, for that lyrics, for all that stories that are behind the music, because they fill us of great feelings, and all these songs has broken all the barriers. Ricardo found you traveling on the web, traveling on Bandcamp, traveling on Spotify, and when he showed us your music, he was talking to us like when you were a child and you find something that is for you like a treasure, like a jewel, and you show this thing you find with proud, and he was telling us here to the music of WEBB, and we said, wow, this sounds awesome. We listened to about I don't know, 100 songs a week to get a playlist for every Friday, and so it's so hard for us to choose I don't know, 10 or 20 songs to play one Friday. That's because when one of us, we are three on our radio show, when we get the best song for us to play in the final final hour of the show, we choose what we think is the best we have here in all the whole week. And you have been playing here for so many times. I still remember the cover, the Christmas song you have made that it was awesome. It's a song that I'm playing in my car, and I will play it even on summer because it's an awesome Christmas song. And finally, I want to say you thank you for accept the call of La Zona Eléctrica for all the time, and I hope we will keep on contact from now and for many days, months, and years, and I hope if it possible to chat with you live. I will sing your name here in the this is my book of the beers. I sing the name of the artist here for after a show, after a gig. We will meet someday and we will have a beer together. Le estaba diciendo a Ryan que cuando Ricardo llegó hasta trajo la música de Ryan hasta nosotros, después de escuchar cada uno de nosotros, a lo mejor pues 100 canciones durante una semana, pues nosotros llegamos a la recta final del programa con esas canciones que creemos que son tesoros, que son auténticas joyas, y la música de Ryan WEBB ha sonado mucho aquí en la Zona Eléctrica, ha sonado durante muchas semanas, síntoma de que es un grandísimo artista. Yo recuerdo la versión de ese villancico que hizo en Navidad, que nosotros hemos puesto muchas veces, que yo escucho en mi coche y que hasta en verano escucharé esa canción de Navidad porque es una versión acojonante de ese villancico. Le he dicho que le he anotado aquí en la libreta de las cañas pendientes, porque aquí es donde anotamos a los nombres de los artistas para que después de un concierto podamos vernos y podamos hablar tranquilamente. Así que, Ryan, once again, thank you so much in my name, in the name of Ricardo, in the name of José Luis, that he's not here today, but he sends to you greetings. Thank you so much. Please keep on contact. Please keep on rocking, and hope to see you soon. Thank you so much.
Of course, man. Thank you guys so very much, man. Take care.
Yeah.